Good morning and welcome to the Forex Daily Update, brought to you by Pepperstone on Tuesday the 31st of July 2018. I'm Darren Sinden, and you can follow me throughout the day on Twitter by using @ds_Pepperstone. Right, let's take a look at the overnight changes and price moves we need to be aware of. Not too much action yesterday in the global foreign exchanges. I just want to flag, however, a couple of points this morning. Looks like the euro may have found a floor against the dollar and is pushing back up by around 0.1% yesterday to trade at 117.16 shortly before we went live with the video. The Aussie dollar also pushing back, trading at 74.30, up by around 0.36% against the US currency. Dollar index for its part down modestly at 94.31, but really largely unchanged on the day. Perhaps we'll see a bit more action today. That's because we have a much busier calendar for us to contend with. We've already had manufacturing PMI data out of China, alongside new home sales and building permits data from Australia. And the key announcement this morning, the Bank of Japan's monetary policy and interest rate meeting. We'll look at that in a bit more detail momentarily. To come at 6 a.m. we'll have retail sales out of Germany for June, alongside at 6:45 consumer price index data from France for the month of July. German unemployment data follows on at 8 a.m. GMT, that's for the month of July too. And then at 9 o'clock, the pick of this morning's data, GDP and unemployment data and CPI data out of the Eurozone. The Q2 GDP probably the most influential of those three numbers there. 12:30 then, and across the Atlantic for personal consumption and core personal consumption data out of the USA. That's at 12:30 GMT. That's accompanied by Canadian GDP for the month of May. And at 1300 we have the S&P Case-Shiller Home Price Index data for May as well. Okay then, breaking news and comment that's caught my eye overnight. First of all, the Bank of Japan made no explicit changes to monetary policy and kept interest rates on hold, but it said it will adjust its monetary policy framework and acknowledge that its 2% inflation target will take time to achieve. So maybe we'll see some adjustments at the October meeting rather than July as the market had hoped. Meanwhile, Chinese manufacturing PMIs have shown the slowest growth in the sector for more than a year. Another one of these slightly contradictory sets of data that we're seeing out of China at the moment. And the US Treasury has raised its borrowing expectations for Q3 2018 by 56 billion, and the total now stands at 329 billion US dollars. Okay, food for thought, something to take away with you into the trading day and beyond, and why not think about this? Oil prices edged higher once more yesterday on signs of tightening US supply and a shortfall in the expected additional output from OPEC. This despite an offer from the President of the US to meet with his Iranian counterpart for talks without any preconditions, and that's a sharp contrast, of course, to the very stern rhetoric that was used last week. But as we can see, UK and US crude oils both heading higher, and judging from this chart, with potential to move higher still. The UK, or Brent crude as we call it, is not yet overbought on an RSI, and therefore we'd have to think that the path of least resistance for crude is most likely to the upside. Right, please take a moment to read the risk warning. Trading CFDs and foreign exchange on margin can be a risky business. If you're in any doubt about those risks or the suitability of leverage products for you, then please do contact your Pepperstone account representative. Thank you for your time.